In today's video, I'll be chatting with my friend and client Oscar Gracie. Oscar is an expert YouTube strategist, having worked with some of the biggest household names like MrBeast. Amassing over 6 years of experience and racking up over 650 million views, Oscar still didn't have a proper outreach strategy in place, relying on referrals and word of mouth marketing. In the next few minutes, you'll see how he's gone from struggling to generate new leads to signing 4 new clients in the first month of cold outbound, cashing in $12,000 up front and $16,000 in monthly recurring revenue. Awesome. So Oscar, welcome. Really exciting to talk with you. And yeah, do you want to introduce yourself and let everyone know what you do and who you do it for?
Sure, yeah, you're right, man. So I appreciate you having me on. So I've been doing YouTube strategy for over 6 years, and primarily most of my experience lies in ideation and generally just helping creators get their ideas over the line. So, what does the challenge look like? In what order are we delivering information to improve for audience satisfaction, generally retention? And then look, what about the packaging? The thumbnail and title arguably is more important than the video itself. Like if you make the best video on the planet, no one clicks on it, then it doesn't matter, right? So what I do is provide ideas fundamentally, but then there's other areas of the business that I help YouTubers out with, as it makes sense.
Cool, man. And you've worked with some really interesting YouTubers. Like, do you want to name drop?
Yeah, so like the biggest creator I would say that most people would recognize would be MrBeast. So for him, I was working on the ideation team for just over 6 months. So I was pitching to the team once a week, and beyond that, like another creator would be FaZe Rug. So most of my experience lies in lifestyle and gaming would be the core. So typically I would pitch creators up to 10 ideas once a week, and then from those ideas that they actually approve, I'll then build out the creative overview for it. So that puts them in the best position to actually create the content, but also have the confidence in the results that we're actually looking to get from those videos.
Cool, man. It's awesome. It's a really unique offer that isn't targeted very much. So it's really cool. And before working with me and using cold email to outreach to clients, how were you generating leads for the business?
So typically it was word or mouth, or I would DM on Instagram. No, it was actually Twitter mostly, and only recently have I tried Instagram. Twitter mostly, email sometimes, but you know what? Like I've seen the power of a personal brand. That's something that I've not really put too much effort in either, because I didn't really feel like I needed the leads necessarily, or like didn't want to, or had a different vision for my business basically, like in terms of expanding that side of things. Now I've really sort of built out a vision for it and how I'm going to go about it. So email was always something that I really wanted to explore, doing it the right way, because email is something that I think not a lot of people actually consider being a huge impact in terms of the creator space. Actually, like I spoke to a huge creator, Brandon William, in fact. So he's like he's a fitness lifestyle creator, and I said to him, "How are you finding collaboration?" He said, "Oh, I'm just DMing them or Instagram." I said, "Are you doing email?" And he's like, "No, I'm not doing email." I said, "You need to do email. I've got an email guy for you. So like we can don't worry about that. Tom can hook you up." So yeah, email's been like, super powerful. And I'll tell you what, Tom, like you've completely changed the game, man. You're a goat. Like it's been unbelievable. Great to work with you.
Thank
And
you.
all the leads that I've had are warmed perfectly and they're qualified. Like it's just they already have that rapport. They have the case studies, they have the general information. It's more about like, hey, a formal introduction and building out an offer specifically for them and then moving forward. So yeah, I can't say a bad word about my experience so far.
Cool, man. That's really very kind, and I appreciate that. Do you want to dive into more of the specifics of, like how many leads we generated, what you've closed so far, and what it's looking like for the future? And bear in mind, before we say these numbers, this campaign that we've been running has been live for about a month. So just about a month, just under a month since we launched the campaign itself. So I wanted to say that before you say these numbers, because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, so it's only just been a month, and we do have a unique offer here. So we've actually had 43 positive responses. We had 13 meetings, and from those 13 so far, I've closed 4.
Wow.
So there is actually a upfront cost for the initial work before I actually start doing ideas for a creator.
Yeah.
And that's $12,000 that we've actually secured in just a month from your collaboration, which is fantastic. And also in terms of the monthly recurring revenue, we're looking at over $16,000. So just from email alone, that's the impact that Tom's had for my business. It's brilliant.
That is, I mean, that is crazy. And it's not just me, because I build a vehicle that sends out cold emails. So I connect you with the right people. But if you don't have everything in place beforehand, like what you have with experience, with an interesting offer, with case studies, with results, you say you don't have a personal brand, but you are known in the industry for who you are and what you do. Having that all in place and then building a vehicle to send out and get your offer in front of thousands of people every single day, it's just a recipe for success. So I think what we've seen here is the perfect use case for cold email. From your end, having everything on the back end ready to go, and not just utilizing cold email as some sort of holy savior or something like that. It's basically just the cherry on top of what you have built, and connecting that to thousands and thousands of people. So yeah, I mean, it's been a real pleasure working with you so far, Oscar. I'm really excited to see where the future holds us, especially if this is just the first month as well. It'd be cool to check in. Maybe we do another call before Christmas or something, and we'll be laughing at the numbers that we've seen so far in this one. So
Definitely.
just a sort of final question. If someone was in your position, before working with me, they have a B2B business, they have an offer, they've got case studies, they've got results, but they can't seem to get in front of their target audience. I mean, what would you recommend for them?
Yeah, that's a great question. Before I answer that, I just want to address, like, look, if you're a business owner right now and you're interested in exploring cold email,
Mm.
if you're not sure who your perfect custom profile is, or perhaps you're not getting the results that you want because you're not targeting the right audience, that's also something that Tom can help out with, right?
Yeah.
So part of our process was, okay, what niches of creators do we want to target? Because naturally there are certain niches that pay more, and therefore they might be more lucrative for us to move forward with. So that's something to really consider. So if you need a bit of guidance in that regard, then Tom can help you out with that. That's great. So from the future looking forward, right, which is basically what you're asking about, yeah?
I was saying that, if someone was in your position before working with me, what would you recommend they do? I mean, what's the best step forward?
The best step forward is to make sure that you're visible and that you have like clear case studies, because previously I didn't actually have a website. Actually, I didn't even have like a case study document. I had my LinkedIn that
Yeah.
had details of the creators I work with, and then examples of videos or ideas that I produced and I came up with the ideas for, and I would direct creators to my LinkedIn. So I would say just consider that you want to make sure that what you offer is clear, the
Hmm.
returns on what you're offering is clear, and that that you're accessible to
Hmm.
find. Because naturally when Tom emails on my behalf to creators, what are they going to do? They're going to look at my profiles,
Yeah.
they're going to check me out. Am I who I say I am? Have
Yeah.
I produced the results that I say I am? So if everything checks out together,
Yeah.
then this is where we can really see these huge results. So
I think that's
that's what I
a
suggest.
great point. It's something that I recommend as well. I get a lot of people that reach out to me and say, Tom, can you set up a system for me? And then I Google them and I think, well, who are you? I don't know anything about you. You don't have a LinkedIn profile. You've got a Twitter profile that you set up when you were like 10 years old, and it's full of like football memes. So like, if I am your dream prospect and I do exactly what I just did, there's no
Mm,
way I'm going to work with you. Whereas if you Google yourself, if you Google you pop up and people know exactly who you are and what you do. You've got a LinkedIn profile, you've got all this sort of stuff ready to go, you've got the website now, and it's just getting yourself in a position where cold email is just the cherry on top. We can set all that up technically, but I
mm.
can't generate you the results for your clients. I can't build out those case studies for you. If you can do that, then I can handle getting your offer in front of thousands of people, and getting you some sales over the line for the business. But yeah, man, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking with you.
Just one final thing, Tom, I want to say
Of
is,
course.
and a testament to your work is that every person that signed up to book a call with me has turned up, right? So the show rate's 100%, and
Cool.
let's continue that trajectory. So thanks for your
Yeah,
time,
let's
man.
do it, man. Cool, man. Thank you.
All right.